Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Masterstroke. In today's webinar, the golden rule of communication. Very short program, and I will take your questions later on Masterstroke about your personal business and how we can grow and how we can improve our features at Masterstroke, which will help you grow. So coming straight to the subject today is the topic communication and how you converse with the client. I will give you an example how I used to do early in my life and how I have changed now in terms of communication with other people, including clients. For some, it is very easy. For some, it is going to be very difficult. And there is only one rule which I will talk about. And if you follow this rule, you will grow in life, both personally as well as professionally. Your clients will trust you more, give you more business. And the rule which I'm going to suggest you is a paradox, which you will know in a short while from now. And so when you go to a client or a client comes to you, we engage in discussion, we talk on various subjects. And the tendency is that we are the ones who speak more than the client. All right. So I want you to endorse my opinion or counter it in the chat box. Do you think that in our meetings with the client, we speak more than the client? Yes or no? MFDs speak more with the client or the client speaks more? What is your answer? One person is saying no, 2% saying no, 3% saying no, rest of all saying yes. So mostly I will take yes. And those who are saying no is also okay. Not necessarily. Generally, I agree with you, not necessarily, Mr. Padmanabh. Generally, in sales business, the person who is selling the product speaks more. All right. And why this happens is because there is a fear that if you don't convince the client, the convince will not buy the product. All right. So I want you to again endorse my opinion when I say agree or no. If you agree me, please write agree. What I'm saying is, generally, we fear that if we don't speak more, if we don't convince the client again and again by talking about the feature of the product and how it can benefit, the client will not buy the product. So a lot of people have said agree. So exactly. So let us say you proposed a particular product or a particular positioning of a product of a sovereign gold bond or a STP or SIP, or why you should buy a balance fund now, or why you should buy, a sector fund or an international fund. And then the client is listening to you like this. And there is a silence of a few seconds. And then again, you start thinking, oh my God, he's not answering. Maybe I need to convince him more. And then you again start harping upon the product and why you should buy. Am I right? Yes or no? If the client is not answering and not saying yes, you are again talking about the benefit of that particular product. See, a lot of people are saying yes. Exactly. This is what happens. And this is what I used to do. And I can't drag more than this, and I'm going to tell you the rule. And this may be the shortest program I'm doing in terms of the rule, and then I will talk about 3 more things for today. The golden rule of communication is this. Actually, the golden rule of sales during the conversation is this. When you have pitched the product to the client, listen me carefully. When you have pitched your product to the client, there comes a moment, then you are looking for the client's response of yes or no. And then there is a pause of 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. Beyond 5 seconds, you start getting anxiety, whether the client will accept, reject, or what kind of objection he will raise. And after that 5 seconds, you have this urge to speak again, to convince the client again. All right. This is what happens in communication in terms of when you are selling a product to the client. The rule is, once you are done with your presentation, and once you have asked the client that, what do you think? and then there is a pause. The rule says whoever speaks first loses. Do you get it? Do you understand? Yes or no? When there is a pause, when two people are talking, and then there is a pause, so the first person has spoken and he's waiting for the other person's opinion. And then there is a pause. The other person is taking time to respond. In this case, your client. And this discussion I'm having from the perspective that you are talking to your client. आप अपने client से बात कर रहे हैं. आपने client को एक product बेचने की कोशिश की, explanation देने की कोशिश की, और आपने बोला, let us say इंटरनेशनल फंड में लगाना चाहिए, उसमें रिटर्न आएगा, हेज होगा, करेंसी हेज होगी, और मैं आपको ये प्रोडक्ट बेचना चाहता हूं और आपको इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए. Done, finish, over. Now you are looking at the client's face, what he has to say, and the client is looking at you and then looking down and looking up and looking down and hoping that you speak more. 5 seconds. Very difficult for you to hold on for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, and then you start again. इसमें ये भी फायदा है. It has this benefit, that benefit, and these are the alternatives. Maybe you are started thinking that client is not very comfortable, and then you start pitching him domestic fund or a PPF or an NPS or whatever, because waiting for more than 5 seconds is very difficult. The pause of the client is very difficult to handle, and I'm telling you the golden rule. Apply it from today, tomorrow. When there is a pause, when two people are talking, the client and the distributor, and you have pitched your product, there is a pause, 5 seconds. Don't talk. What you should do is like this. What do you think, Mr. Agarwal? Mr. Agarwal is silent, and I, Brijesh Dalmia, is silent, and I will not speak. I will have silence, and I will look at the client in a smiling face like this, eye to eye. And the client will say like this. He's looking at the literature or the paper, or then you. And again, he's under pressure now. What to say? And again, he's looking at you, and you are having an eye contact with the client. You're waiting for the response. And again, the client is looking like this. 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And then you lose patience, and then you speak. And the rule says, if you speak again, you lose. Don't speak, because if you are under pressure, the client is also under pressure. Don't speak. Wait. He will say yes, he will say no, he will raise objection. Okay, we will handle it. But don't speak. Not easy, I'm telling you, not easy. हिंदी इंग्लिश में बोलूं, जब क्लाइंट से आप आंसर की उम्मीद करते हैं और क्लाइंट ने आपको जवाब नहीं दिया, और क्लाइंट नीचे देख रहा है, ऊपर देख रहा है, और होप करता है कि आप कुछ और बात करें, आप बात मत कीजिए. You have done the presentation. You are asking for an answer. How much you will like to invest? What do you think about this? Ask an open-ended question directly, and then wait. This is very dangerous for the client. And I'm telling you, whoever speaks first loses, because now I will tell you why, because now I will take the place of the client. Now let us say, मैं client हूँ, आप distributor हैं. आपने बोला, मेरा ये product है, इस तरह से आपको invest करना चाहिए, इतने पैसे लगाना चाहिए, why this is good, and then you take a pause. And you are expecting an answer from me, ki, what should I do, how much I should invest? And I am the client. What I will do? I will take a pause, because I'm not comfortable, because I'm thinking, what I'm thinking? There are 2-3 things the client is thinking at this point of time. पहला चीज client क्या सोच रहा है? कितना पैसा डालूं? He is not having an objection. He is thinking how much I should invest. 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 25 lakh. He's thinking. Bank balance kitna hai? He doesn't have an objection. He's thinking. And during that time, if you disturb him, ये alternative है, then he's thinking कि alternative भी समझ लेते हैं पहले क्या है, and then he will not confirm you the amount, and you lose. You think he's going to raise an objection. Most of the time, he's not going to raise an objection. He's going to give you a check, but because you interrupt the client, he's into 2 minds. The other thing which I am thinking is the mutual fund distributor trustworthy or not? Is he giving me the right advice or not? Should I go with him or not? Most of the time, he doesn't have a question about the product because product तो वो वही खरीदता है जो आप देते हैं. He is thinking on a different line. You are thinking on a different line, and you are not able to hold on the anxiety, and you speak again. Don't do that. All right. Wait for the client to speak. What will the client say? The client will say, "Kitna lagana chahiye, Mr. Dalmia?" Done. The deal is closed. Then you can say 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 50 lakh. Or the client will say, SIP karna chahiye one time. Then you say both, whatever. Take it forward. The other thing is that he will raise objection. Brilliant. Brilliant. If he raises objection, then you answer precisely to the objection. Because I have learned in sales, objection is the first step to closing the sales. No objection, no sales. Rather than you as a mutual fund distributor, आप खुद से मत सोचिए कि client क्या सोच रहा है. ये मत सोचिए कि client का क्या objection है. Client को अपनी भाषा में objection raise करने दीजिए. You should not go on the flow that कि ये भी objection हो सकता है, इसका भी जवाब दे देते हैं, इसका भी जवाब दे देते हैं. No, the golden rule of communication and closing a sale is that once you have placed the product, once you have pitched the product and asking for the check and confirmation, don't speak again till the client says anything. Try this. You will be highly successful in this profession. It is not easy, and I'm challenging you beyond the silence of 5 seconds of the client. It is difficult for you to hold on your silence. Just see like this. आप प्रेशर में है तो क्लाइंट भी तो प्रेशर में है कि कुछ बोलना है. Very difficult. So this was the essence of what I wanted to talk about, and now I will add 2-3 more things. This also works in personal life with friends, relative, and society. I told you from the perspective of a mutual fund distributor, and I want your opinion. How did you like this thought? Will you practice this or not? And I want to give you small ideas. You see, in Japan, there is a process called Kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N. Japan में एक process है, उसका नाम है Kaizen Way, and that says that you have to improve 1% every day. If you improve your habits by 1% every day, you will become the master of the universe. So at Master Stroke, in my webinars, my attempt is not to give you this much one day. I want to give you 1% every day. And if you apply my idea, 10 ideas of 10 webinars, which is 1%, you will be 10% better. And 10% is a lot. Today, Neeraj Chopra won the gold medal for India with a gap of 0.5%. The difference was just 30-40 centimeters. And I'm talking about a 10% improvement in the next 10 days. That's huge. It also works in personal relationship. If two people are talking and there is a silence, whoever speaks first loses. When I say loses, doesn't mean that you lose. It's like that the other person wins the argument. The other person kind of have more control over you, the discussion. You are the person talking. You have to prove the other person is a plain listener. The pressure is not on him, right? So when there is a silence, whoever speaks first loses. The other guy is under pressure. I will give you an example. Yesterday, I spoke with a mutual fund distributor who did not renew Master Stroke. Sometimes I speak on a random check in terms of what is happening and why people are not renewing. There will always be some people who will not renew. So sometime I do a random check and I want to understand where I can improve. So I spoke to somebody about Master Stroke and he blasted me saying that ऐसा क्या है Master Stroke में जो हम renew करें. Fund performance वो हम Mounting Star से use कर लेते हैं. ये feature Investwell से use कर लेते हैं. Research हम Value Research से कर लेते हैं. Proposal तो हम Excel में हमारा template बना हुआ वहाँ से use कर लेते हैं. तो ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है जो Master Stroke में हमको extra benefit मिलता है. You know what I did? I said, I appreciate. I think you are right. Thank you so much. So no problem. I did not counter him. You know what he did? Then he started asking about Master Stroke more and more and what is the price and how can you review and renew and stuff like that. He was under pressure. He was under guilt that he has spoken for 4 minutes and blasted Mr. Dalmia. And Mr. Dalmia did not do anything, did not say any word, and he accepted everything. And he's okay to disconnect and okay that you're not renewing. Because I respect that guy. It is your respect. And then he started asking how I can join you as a member. Maybe he will join, maybe he will not. But I won. I did not defeat him. He did not lose, but I won. Right? And this is what I will come, as I said, मैं 3 point और बात करूंगा. This is the word which is called defenseless. You should practice defenselessness in life. This is not my theory. I have read somewhere, so which I am sharing with you, which can help you. आमतौर पे क्या होता है ना कि जब कोई आदमी आप पे उंगली उठाता है, कंप्लेन करता है, क्रिटिसाइज करता है ना, तो आप अपने आप को डिफेंसिव बना लेते हैं. नहीं, मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया. नहीं, आप मेरा प्रोडक्ट देखिए, आप वापस से डेमो देखिए. नहीं, आप समझ नहीं रहे हैं, हमारा ज्यादा बढ़िया है, हम इस काम को इसलिए से करते हैं. दिस इज द रीजन आई डू दिस. And you try to protect yourself, defend yourself that you're right and you're not wrong, the other person is wrong. My message to you is that stop defending yourself. When I say this, it doesn't mean on 100% occasion you have to do this. Apply your own brain where you have to do this. And if you are currently defending yourself on 70% of the conversation, bring it down to 20%. That is what my meaning is. If somebody is saying that, you have killed that person and you are not defending, then that is also wrong. You have to say, no, I didn't kill him. So the idea is that, when the other person is attacking you, you have to have the consciousness, kisko defend karna hai, kisko defend nahi karna hai. So the key message is don't defend yourself and your activity. In the mutual fund distribution business, let us say 4 distributors are talking to each other, or the company guy is talking to each other, and they are talking about strategies. And you said a strategy of yourself that you apply this strategy, and the other person counters your strategy. It's all right. Stay silent. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. You don't have to prove your point that जीना मरना नहीं है यहाँ पे कि मेरे को तो prove करके रहना आपको कि आप गलत हो मैं सही. Don't do that. Okay? If you lose an argument, it doesn't mean you lose. It's just like that. The other person actually will feel a little more guilt that he has won by defeating you. But you are not losing. This is called defenselessness, that you allow the other person to take control and win. This is one thing I want you to practice. Any thought? Did you like this idea of defenselessness? In the chat box, anyone? Any view, counter view? Nothing? Okay, so the third idea I will give you. I have 4 ideas today. The third idea is vulnerability. Become vulnerable. यानी अपने आप को खोल दीजिए सामने. Don't have to hide anything. Again, this is an English word. I don't know the Hindi word for this. Vulnerable. I will write it in the chat box. Host and panelist. Okay, I will write it in the chat box. Become vulnerable. Okay, this is my message. Become vulnerable. Not all the places. What do you mean by vulnerable? हम क्या करते हैं ना, हमारी जो कमी होती है या डर होता है ना, उसको हम छुपाते हैं सामने वाले से, और सामने वाले को बताते हैं कि हम स्ट्रांग हैं, हम सही हैं. This is what human nature is. हर इंसान में वीकनेस होती है, कमी होती है, गलतियां करते हैं हम. लेकिन जब सामने वाला हमें कहता है ना कि आपने गलती की, आपकी वीकनेस है, आप हमको बता नहीं रहे, तो हम डिफेंसिव हो जाते हैं और हम अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं. अच्छी बात है, ओके है. बट आई विल गो वन स्टेप फॉरवर्ड. I will tell you, become vulnerable, and I will explain what this means. Suppose a top client of yours is asking you in a meeting, how much commission do you get? What happens then? Or maybe he's not asking you. Goal matol say right left karke, he wants to understand what is your income, and you understand, but you're not telling him. You are telling me ज्यादा नहीं मिलता है, 0.25 मिलता है, उसमें टैक्स लग जाता है, XYZ. You try to convince him that you don't make money. This is not right. My suggestion to you is that if somebody is putting you across the wall sometimes, and you have to hide yourself, if you have to protect yourself, sometimes the better strategy is to surrender. Okay? So if a client asks you, just like that, How much commission do you get? Your answer should be 0.7%, 0.6%, 1%, whatever. जब आपको मौका मिले ना कि सच बोलना है, सही बोलना है और डिस्प्ले करना है, डिस्क्लोज करना है, उस समय चूकिए मत, गलती मत कीजिए. डोंट हाइड, डोंट टेल द फिगर विच इज रॉन्ग. पुट द बॉल इन द क्लाइंट्स कोर्ट. क्लाइंट ने पूछा है, उसको बता दीजिए. Become vulnerable that now a 5 crore client is asking you, you get 1%, and he's thinking, Brijesh earning 5 lakh rupees. And Brijesh is thinking, usko pata chal jayega ki I make 5 lakh rupees, then he will leave me. But any which way he has asked, and I have to tell him. और अगर मैं नहीं बताता हूँ या मेरे मन में बहुत दिनों से चल रहा है कि ये क्लाइंट जाने वाला है, तो मेरे को रात में नींद नहीं आएगा, मेरा I will be living in stress. My suggestion is, the moment the client talks about this, any tough language, you open yourself, become naked then and there, and tell him I make this much money. And that day I can promise you, you will sleep like a horse. You will sleep the longest hours of your life in peace, that jo dar tha man se nikal gaya. Okay? So, and I want your opinion. If some of the people are connecting with what I'm saying, please write, yes, I agree. Mind free ho gaya. रात में आप सोएंगे और क्लाइंट जागेगा. क्लाइंट सोचेगा क्या करूं मैं, इसको और पैसे दूं या नहीं दूं, या दूसरे के पास जाओ, उसका प्रॉब्लम है, उसको सोचने दो. निकलता है तो जाने दो. Let him go. At least you are in peace. Next day, so you become more free. And if you do it with 10 clients 10 times in your life, you will reach a different level in your life. Okay? What means is that you are not under pressure to sell. The other person is under pressure to find somebody who's better than you, and he will not find. You become stress-free and can focus on important things. Absolutely. Transparent. Transparent is also good. Yeah, it's a very good word of transparent as vulnerable. Vulnerable, but vulnerable is a very different word. You expose yourself, your weakness. Vulnerable. That somebody can harm you. Okay, this is called vulnerable. That other person, if he knows some of your things, he can harm you, and you can be harmed. Sometimes it is good to be harmed, and when you are vulnerable, you are the strongest. This is the paradox. See, I can only tell you things which I have learned in life. It is upon you to apply them, and it is perfectly all right. If you think that this is not a good idea, Brijesh, I don't agree, I'm okay with that. I'm just trying to express some of the things which I have done in my life. Being honest. Become vulnerable. So I've spoken about 3 things today, and the last is coming. First, I've spoken that when 2 people are talking and there is a silence and there is a pause, whoever speaks first loses. The second idea I gave you about defenselessness. Don't try to prove what you do in life. No, once in a while, cut it down by 50%, 75%. And the third is that become vulnerable. Don't hide. If you show off your weakness, the next day you have nothing to hide, and it will give you a lot of peace. All right. And the fourth thing, and the final thing, and then we will have questions. And I think this is one of the best programs I'm doing. Believe me, no presentations. The fourth thing is, and I've spoken briefly about this, about win-win situation. Kapil Kumar is saying, I think he's searched the Google. Meaning of vulnerable is to become capable of become physically or emotionally wounded. Be like that. क्या होता है ना, जो आदमी हार मान लेता है ना, उसको कोई हराना नहीं चाहता. So अगर आप vulnerable हो जाएंगे ना, तो सामने वाला आपको हराना नहीं चाहेगा, आपके साथ आ जाएगा. ये ह्यूमन बिहेवियर है. और मैं हार को मतलब लिटरली हार की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं. I'm talking about the word surrender. Surrender is different from losing, right? You are surrendering that, okay, I'm weak. I agree. Give me space. I'm okay if you're not with me. You're not losing. You are surrendering. Let us say you love somebody and the other person is not responding to your love. Then you're not losing. You just surrender that I will keep loving the other person. Let that person not love me. I'm okay. You surrendered. You are vulnerable. You are weak. You are crying. It's okay. But you don't lose. All right. The fourth thing. Don't go for win-win situation. Go for total win of the client. This is the fourth message of the day. Many times you see that I have given him advice and he's going direct. Let the client win. Don't expect any reward. Just keep doing the best that you can. This is one of my learnings. I used to believe in win-win, and Stephen Covey 30 years back wrote in the chapter in the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, win-win, create win-win situation. That was his time, and I still believe it. Win-win situation, that आप भी जीतो मैं भी जीते, win-lose नहीं होना चाहिए. Brilliant. All my life, I worked on this principle of win-win life. But now in the book Go Giver, the author says, go for total win of the other party. And I connected that if the client is asking you for an advice, give the best advice then and there, even if you're not making money. Do it in the interest of the client. Total 100%, even if you're not making money, just do it. This is total win of the client. And maybe you will think, what is there in it for me? I lose. I don't make any money. I sell PPF, NPS, or senior citizen, and you will think that I'm not making into these products when the client is getting returns. Okay, client is winning. The human behavior says, अगर client जीतेगा आपके वजह से, तो आपको कभी नहीं छोड़ेगा. And I have no objection and no counter proof to be given to those people who think otherwise. No. This is universal. If you believe, you do it. If you don't believe, okay. The rule is, if you are benefited by Brijesh and Masterstroke, you will renew. Okay? And if you're not benefited by Masterstroke and Brijesh, you will not, period. So we will go with total benefit of the Masterstroke members. Even if you ask for certain benefits, concessions here and there, we will attempt to give you total services in your interest, and we will go beyond the call of profession to help you and support you as much as we can, right? And we have a belief that if our presentations and client proposals are getting you a 20 lakh rupees check, you will renew. All right, it's a total win for you. Then you will not ask whether we charge 4,000 or 6,000. So what we are attempting, and somebody wrote that, you are earning goodwill may not be revenue. So if you are earning goodwill, tomorrow we will make money, and money is a side product. Deepak Chopra in his book writes the 7 effective laws of the universe or something, that you have to do the right thing and go for the total win of the other person without expecting your win in the mind. Now, if you're doing to get something back in return, then this is not as good as going for total win of the client. And when he says, the paradox is that when you go for the total win of the client, then you win, although you think you lose. This is what he writes, right? So money is the side product of goodwill, and it is about belief system. जैसे भगवान के ऊपर में आपका भरोसा है, तो ये बिलीफ है ना, किसी ने देखा तो नहीं ना भगवान को. मिथ है कि रियलिटी आपको भी नहीं मालूम, मुझे भी नहीं मालूम. मैं भी रोज सुबह प्रणाम करता हूँ, आप भी प्रणाम करते हैं, आप अपने अपने गॉड को ध्यान करते हैं. बिलीफ है, जानते नहीं है, देखा नहीं आपने कि वो बचा लेगा, और वो बचा लेता है. तो क्लाइंट के ऊपर भरोसा रखो. हैव ट्रस्ट, फेथ इन क्लाइंट एंड पीपल, दैट इफ यू आर डूइंग गुड टू द अदर पर्सन विल डू गुड टू यू. And this was the 4th rule. Go for total win of the other person. Go for total win of the other party, and you will get something back in return. Don't expect that return. Sometimes the return will come from the other person whom you did no good. Sometimes the return will come after 10 years from the same person to whom you have done the good thing. So this is all I want to share with you. Thank you so much for attending. Took 25 minutes to talk about this, and I will stop here. Any questions? Any person who wants to ask?